So yeah, we still very much out here living the lock life, and with locks, this happens. We don't have the smooth edges, and it ain't always tamed. So, for those of you that are concerned, yes, this is what's happening right now, and just about everybody who has signed on knows what the deal is. So I'm going to ask that you quickly get over it and find a way to look past it. As I try to find a way to look past it, because even now I just be like, okay, this is what we're doing. There was a time where you could have never caught me with the all natural hair not doing what it needed to do. Like, I've always had uh, some form of structure to my hair. Even when I had the big afro, it was all curly like this. But to have one curly piece and one structured piece, and then, it takes some getting used to. And this is the lock journey. That's why they call it that. Like, you have to get used to, like, oh, that's my face. This is my face. Wow. And that's my head. And these are my features. Like, you have to get used to all of that, because you're not going to get any hang time right out the gate. Like, you're going to have to work for this. You got to work for that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but happy that I can put a ponytail. Happy that it's, nice and healthy. And we got some hang time now. It's one of my little pieces that likes to emerge from the back. But yeah, I think it's important to talk about the things that I do like too, because I'm generally a happy person. I'm on YouTube right now because I am in a new phase that I'm having to figure out. I'm in a phase of, I got too much to do and not enough time to do it in. I don't have enough space and capacity to keep acting like I got it all together. And I don't have the energy or the bandwidth to pretend to like things that I don't like anymore. And I'm definitely at a season in life to where I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do. And if it's something that makes me happy, I want to do more of that. If it's something that teaches me so that I can learn, and I've always been like this. If it's something that that intrigues me, that sparks my interest, that gives me that wanderlust feeling of, oh, this is so good, I can't believe I get to live this life, I want to do more of those things. So in that vein, I want to talk about what I do like. I do like having a great day. Like, I do like waking up and smiling and feeling very comfortable. That's my oven, y'all. Feeling very comfortable and smiling and being at peace and having joy. I enjoy having things to smile about. I enjoy having a certain level of ease in my day and not difficulty. I enjoy when I get to laugh with my daughter, to hear my daughter laugh, to hear my G babies laughing. Like, the way that the sound comes to my ears just gives me sunshine. Like, I love to hear them laugh. And now that my sister and I are kind of on the same page, and she had some things that came up, both of my sisters really, just to be able to call and talk to them, for them to call and talk to me. One of my sisters is still, I have to call and talk to her. She has made an attempt. She's called me twice. So I love that. Love that for us, that we're getting back on track. I understand life and stuff is happening, and we all get busy. I certainly have been busy. And with us being so many years apart, it's just a blessing that we still try. And that's all anybody can ask. We still try, even when we get busy, even though we're, sometimes we're not on the same page because of our age difference, or because of the places that we live and the things that we have to get accomplished. The fact that they're still raising children, and I'm an empty nester at this point. All of those things would suggest that you just kind of write it off as, well, that's just life, and I've gotten too busy, or we're not on the same page. But I'm not going to take that suggestion. I want to be want to be close to my family. I want to be close to my sisters. I think I'm starting to understand them better, even though they're younger. And I'm starting to understand also that the moves that I make a lot of times can help influence the moves that they make, or at least introduce them to the idea, because my family has been pretty conservative in that, they do the normal stuff. You work, you raise your family, you come home. I've got a couple of aunts that have always enjoyed like the finer things in life. My mom has always been a person that's also liked to travel and to explore and to learn new things. She's a people person, like people just love her because she's always smiling and happy. She's accommodating. She's docile in a lot of ways, passive in a lot of ways. So it's good to see her starting to speak up for herself in certain things. I got my audaciousness from being around my father and that side of the family. I got some of that from her too. She would be the one, if something, she was a champion for the people too. If something was going wrong, they would call her because she knew how to talk to people in a way, and her height and her no nonsense. Once you were like bothering one of her sisters or some cause that she believed in, she's going to stand up for you. And so I got some of that audaciousness from her, just bold and being able to kind of step out of the norm and do things that people aren't expecting you to do, either because they believe you can't do it or because they don't see that you have it in you, but you got it in you. Yeah. And my father, there was nothing shy about him, honey. Nothing, not at all. He was one to, and his birthday is coming up, actually. What is this, Capricorn? Workaholics, shoot it straight. They can read you up and down. They know exactly, and they know how to get things done. And they just talk to you direct. Like ain't no mincing words. Ain't no, oh, I wonder what he meant. No, you know exactly what he meant because he said exactly what he was trying to say. So I remember thinking as a young kid, man, I'm not gonna make it if I continue to be this shy, because literally, and I think I've said this in my earlier videos when I first started doing these blog entries for accountability, just to make sure I stay on track with this big move that I'm making. I remember thinking to myself, man, I'm so shy. It's painful to talk to people. It's painful to be seen by people, because I felt like they were always examining and prying and picking and asking you questions for the sake of judgment, not for the sake of care. And also trying to figure out what box to put you in. Like, oh, you're cool, or no, you don't have as much as this person has, or oh, you're really quiet and sweet, so I know that I can get over and trick you with these things. Or, oh, you're really nice, so you can come over here and be with us and don't be over there with those bad girls or those kids. And I'm like, but I like those kids, and I don't like people making those decisions for me. Yeah, I'm shy, and yeah, I'm quiet at this young age, but still, I enjoy a little, what do you call it? Jagged edge. Those people intrigue me, because I'm like, how in the world are you, first of all, this talented, this quick, this funny? Like, I like being around those people too. That way I could kind of shrink and be in the background. But literally, my mom's friends, if they were like over, or she was over their house and they were having dinner or working out, like my mom used to work out a lot and meet with her friends and cook and do all kinds of little stuff, go on little trips together, they would go. But if they were talking too loud or talking to me directly, and they were very confident and assertive, and hey, well, don't put that over there, or come sit over here. Well, tell me your name. Like, sometimes as Black households and Black families, they just come straight out and they're just very direct, and it's not always a soft landing when it hits your ears. And so little conversations like that, I would just go into tears, nose red, face red, eyes red. I don't know what to say to you. In fact, you're scaring me. So I just thought, I'm not going to make it if I continue to be this, what do you call it? Y'all know the word I'm looking for. Can't think of the word I'm looking for. Wow. Yeah, it's late and I have been working nonstop for 14 hours. So the word is escaping me. If I'm this, not vulnerable, not soft, not either one. If I'm intimidated this easily, and if I am this not impressionable, there's a word that's escaping me right now. But if I'm this fragile, that's the word. If I'm this fragile, I'm not gonna make it, because there are people that are absolutely mean, and I've seen them in action with other people. And if that were coming towards me, I'd crumble, I'd fall apart. So I started looking towards my brothers, my cousins, my older, more confident siblings, because my father had 14 children with his first wife. And so I would just kind of look into them and look into him for, okay, well, how does he handle that? How will I have conversations? How will I have eye contact? And those kinds of things. And so, and my father would always give me compliments and stuff like that. Oh, look at her eyes, and she's so beautiful, and yeah, you're so intelligent, this and that. But he also had a way, Capricorn, had a way as well, where he could say things and just rip me to shreds. And so when I talk about, the guys being kind, and I talk about my uncles, cousins, brothers, and those things, my grandfather, I don't all the time mention him because his mouth is a little sharp. And he said some things that took me a while to kind of get over and to work past. And some things that are, just in conversation, even as adults now, I have to be very careful about how I even talk to my G babies, because I'm like, you could be saying something that would damage them. Absolutely. You have to be careful with your words. And I'm not going to get it 100% right, because every time, you see that people have grown up, there's always that one thing. You're like, I gave you the world and everything you asked for, you got. And they're like, yeah, but that one time you stepped on my crayon and I was crushed, and you never did, get me another crayon, or you didn't apologize, and I waited. And you're like, that's what you're holding on to, sweet pea? It wasn't my intention to wound you or to hurt you. I absolutely love you, but I didn't know that has so much meaning. Literally, it could be that. But as much as I can, I try and not try. I work towards being more cognizant of how I'm interacting with them. I don't always get it right. But I just remember there were several things that he said that just, man, my little soul was just crushed. How could he say that out loud in front of everybody? I'm embarrassed. And that's not what I am at all. I'm just having fun as a kid. I'm a child having fun. And now you've yelled in front of everybody in a very open forum place, and made a full show and a full spectacle. So that didn't help me with my shyness at all. And I just thought, I gotta survive. I gotta survive this verbal accosting that I keep getting from this man. As a kid, he was just very straight shoot. And I'm sure, he did the best he could do with the tools that he had. I'm sure he did. But at some point, it's like, why did I have to be the recipient of that? And I know for a fact that even, and I won't say her name because people that know me know her, so I don't want you to know which sister it is. But I hung out with one sister in particular who was older than me, And we did everything together, even up to adulthood. Like, we were very, very close knit. Like, literally, I loved her, or love her so much that I could just pull her into me and just become, like, if we could have just merged our bodies together, I would have been so happy. Like, I loved her that much. But for some reason, he had it in for her. And the fact that I loved her so much and was always around her, and I didn't see her the way that he wanted me to see her, infuriated him whenever we were trying to be together. And I never understood that. Like, there was nothing that she could do that was right. In fact, they didn't even name her. I found out this later. I think I might have been, I don't know, 9, 10, when he was telling in front of everybody. He didn't, like, no couth. He had no qualms about telling all of your stuff in front of everybody to prove his point. But I found out that she wasn't even named until she was like 2, maybe 3 years old. And he just kind of had this disdain for her. I don't know how to describe it. And I don't know if it's just because of her personality, that she's, just kind of doing her own thing, bubbly, happy, but very determined, a little bit stubborn. But I mean, you're a child. And your sign would suggest that that's what your sign does. Your sign is a stubborn sign. So you kind of do things as you see they should be done. And as a Capricorn, he has his way, absolutely. And as the adult and as the father of the house, you have your idea how things. So she never butted heads with him in a disrespectful way. But I think just her way and her being just upset him. Something would just rub him the wrong way. And I just kind of caught the heat, the flames, the fire, the explosion as a byproduct of whatever was going on with what he needed to say to her. And so he would, like, call the both of us up and make us stand in front of everybody and just say the most atrocious things that you could say to a child that would damage their self-image. And I just thought, even now I can remember, like, wait, what? He called me? He called both of us. What did we do? And all we're doing is just sitting in the back, laughing and having a good time, being kids, making the best of a 3-hour tour. Making the best of 3 hours of just sitting in still quietness. And so I didn't understand that. But one thing I can say, hard work, training, musicality, audaciousness, intellect, and using your words and not falling for all the slang and stuff that was going on in the day. He's like, if you tried to come in the house with a certain vernacular, what language are you speaking? No, we speak English here. Enunciate your words. What does that word mean? Like, he was really big on communication and making sure you articulate and speak in a way to where you weren't judged before you got a chance to express your thoughts. So, yeah, we were cultured. He would take us to Juarez, Mexico for the summertime, and we would be there with our friends. Turkeys on the rooftop, going out fishing, the little frozen fruit carts, the fresh fruit everywhere, going into the mountains, seeing angels, watching water run out of rocks that weren't even connected to a river, like quartz and all that stuff. I have so many amazing memories, to where, those 4 or 5 memories of what I would consider trauma and some of the things that I saw and experienced. It's kind of like people can only do the best that they can do. So that's why I've hit this. Another reason I've hit this space. I didn't know this was going to be about him. That's another reason why I kind of hit this space of no nonsense. I'm sorry, I got allergy and I'm just refusing to take anything for it. So, y'all know how allergies work. I think I've learned some things from him in his work ethic and how he took care of family and how he was consistent, and how he taught his daughters and how he taught his sons. It wasn't the best method with some of the kids. I remember my sister I just told y'all about, and then also my older brother. He just had this thing where he had it in for him. He just wanted to intimidate and to abuse this guy. Like, and my brother was the sweetest, most jovial, most lighthearted, free-spirited, get along with everybody, people person. And he wasn't the largest guy, very handsome. Think Lorenz Tate. That's what my brother looks like. He looks like a version of Lorenz Tate. And I have other brothers that have done amazing things, like written for musicians and stuff like that, that if I start calling their names, you would know who they are. But he would just do the most atrocious things to this guy, and my heart would just be broken. So I know the good of what men can be, because I've seen him on his good days, and I've seen him do some amazing things and break barriers and get things done for the family when they wouldn't let other Black people be in certain spaces or have certain things. Like, he owned a restaurant, he owned several buildings, several houses, he had real estate, and was a musician. Like, he did a lot of things. And so if I look at those things, I'm like, yeah, entrepreneur, music, travel. Like, I can see how I've extracted the good parts and being able to talk to people and to get things done. I can see how I extracted that from my father. I can also see why sometimes I prefer to be by myself, and how sometimes I prefer to do things that don't require me to be around a whole lot of people, because I like my solitude and I like to be able to sit with my thoughts and get things done. But when it's time to turn it on and be around people and get things done, I can do that too. So it's just interesting, the mix of that, because now the type of men that I like, they have to have a work ethic. And that doesn't mean I need you out in the field toiling and busting up rocks on the railroad. Not that type of physical toil. If that's what you're doing, great. If you plumber, construction worker, I don't know, truck driver, garbage man, whatever. Or if you are in a corporate setting, or if you're just on your computer for 4 or 5 hours a day trading, or if you own a jewelry store, if you run a city as a mayor, if you are playing professional sports, it doesn't matter, as long as you have something that you enjoy doing. Because I think that men, your purpose or your livelihood is contingent upon how valuable you feel for the work that you do. I think that's the best way that I can put that now without putting too much thought into it. You derive a lot of intrinsic value on, and you put a lot of weight on what you do, how you do it, whether or not you're seen as valuable, useful, functional. If you feel like you're contributing and helping other people, or you're getting accolades for what you do, or being appreciated for what you do, you're foundationally, you guys are at a good point. And if you can get that at home and at work, then your satiation point is all the more, right? So I need a guy that enjoys work. I can't deal with a sloth. I can't deal with a aloof. I don't know if that's I can't deal with a person, and by that I mean you just I hate this job. I don't want to be here. But you've been there for 14 years, but you're refusing to go find something else to do. You just want to stay here and complain about the job, but you don't have any get up and go to go do something else. Or you go to your job and you do just the bare minimum, just do just enough. And then you come home with whatever sludge and dirt or whatever, tie and button down you got on, and you just come and you plop down into your seat and you just sitting there clicking the remote, ignoring everybody in the family. Can't be done. It can't be done. I'm all for rest, and I'm all for belly aching about the job for the sake of just decompressing and turning on that decompression valve to let the steam off. But at some point, what are we going to do? Are we going to get up and change this, or are we just going to talk about it? Even with this, starting this vlog, I had to do something to get out of my body and to get out of my head about what was happening. Because, like I said in another video, my mind, my heart, and what I was doing were incongruent. I know that I need to make a move, and I know I need to make some changes, but there's so many things I have to get done. I don't feel like I can release this, and it's tearing me up inside, and I'm sacrificing too much. I'm giving too much. I'm not being heard. My body is taking the hit because I'm working dang near 20 hours every day, dang near between 12 and 16, sometimes more, depending on the workload. And to go from therapy to that strenuous life was like, what are you doing and why are you doing that? And so it sent me to a really hard place. It sent me to a very, very hard place, to where my health was being affected and my numbers were shooting up. The fact, again, that I even have numbers is beyond me, because why? Why do I have numbers? My numbers and my levels was way higher than they needed to be. As a relatively healthy person, and as a person that's coached other people to health. Why am I having these issues? Because the stress had gotten to be so much that I was kind of holding it in, just trying to grin and bear it and to get through it and to just get it done so I could get this paycheck, and to not quit and not give up on this, because I thought, okay, well, this will be easier because it's a consistent thing, and it should be, lickety split, and I can get away from the stress of trying to do all of the marketing and all of the, canvassing, trying to get new clients and trying to keep the older clients happy and doing all of the sales and all of the calls and HR and everything else. I was doing the whole business by myself. And so I just thought it would be easier. Okay, I don't want to do all of this. Let me just go get a job, get a consistent paycheck, and I'll just hang out here and do this work. And I like a little bit of hard work, and I like a challenge, and I like to give my everything when I'm working. But giving my everything is not a suitable thing. It's not something that I can do here, because my everything is not even enough for what you require. You require my everything, my all, my soul, my heart, my spirit, my very life, my lifeline. You're requiring way more than what I signed up to give. And I knew that when around July, August, I was like, oh, dear Lord, no matter what and how much I give, it's still not going to be enough. And there's never a goalpost moment of, okay, good, I finished that, and I've got the reward of, at least I can check this off my list, is done. No, it never stops. It never ends. And you're always doing the same thing over again as you're getting more in. So if I get 4 a day times 10 days, that's 40 people, right? Except those 40 people have a contractor. So now we're talking about, how many is that? 5 people for 10 days. So now we're talking about 50 people. And that's only if the contractor doesn't have a team of people. And a lot of times they have a whole supplement team, and they like to call and email you back to back and keep sending you more estimates after you've already finished the job. You've already done all that you could do. And then if the contractor doesn't get what he wants, then he starts telling or kind of coaching the customer, oh, you should call your agent. Or the customer gets so upset because their policy that they were that they purchased, talked into, or decided for themselves. Now they call the agent on their own. So now we're up to 6 people. Agent, contractor, insured, possible spouse. So 4 people, more often than not, even if they don't have a spouse, a lot of times there would be a PA, a public adjuster, that jumps out of nowhere. So you got anywhere from 4 to 5 people per file. So we won't say 5 per file. We'll say 4, because more often than not, that's exactly what it is. 4 people per file times 4 files a day is 16 people times 10 days, 160 interactions before we even get to the email, before we even get to the estimate and going back and forth. And guess what? Once those 10 days are over, if you haven't finished your work, you got another 4 days to work out whatever ancillary things are hanging out there. Then your next 10-day deployment is coming up again. That's another 160 people. So in a month, 160 times 2 is 320 people, possibly between 280 and 320 people that you're talking to and dealing with their money and dealing with their property and dealing with legalities and dealing with paperwork and estimations. After you've climbed on their roof and walked through their house and their backyard and lifted up things and crawled in spaces, attics and basements and such. I just have to put that on y'all's mind again. I know I've explained that in multiple videos, but I'm amazed that I lasted as long as I did. So I started this blog to release what was happening to me, because I got into a very dark place, in a very deep, dark spot, and I had to talk about it. And talking to my therapist at the time, I had started out with one therapist, and then I went to another therapist because they were giving me so what's your name, ma'am? Okay. And why are you here again? They were giving me the interrogation. And I can't operate like that. Then I got with a sister, and she was very much into what was going on with me, but it was more like she was trying to be my sister friend instead of my therapist. And she was too enamored with what I had going on and who I was. I don't even know if I can say that the right way. To where certain things I felt like she should have called me out on, and she just was letting it slide because she was like, oh, she was just very elated and enamored, I think is the word I'm looking for. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to tell you something. I need healing. Like, my heart is, and I'm suffering. Like, I need you to put on your therapy hat and let's do the work that I'm having to pay you for. I don't want a sister friend to chat with. I can call my literal sisters up for that. So I had to let that one go. Then I got with Jason, and he's fantastic, ex-military, long ZZ Tap beard, just looked like a biker. But he got it. He understood me very well. And so we rode out, and he helped me extend this thing by another 5 months. But unfortunately, he could not do any paperwork. So he had to send me to somewhere else. And then they sent me to another guy, and he started doing that same thing. Like, what's your name? Okay. So what do you think is going on? Oh, why do you need to be here? So why are we talking? And I was like, sir, fill out this paperwork. I'm not going to be able to endure you. Not even a little bit. Please just do the paperwork and let me sit down. That's what I want from you. Like, if we don't just cut to the chase and you gonna act like you don't care at all, and then you ain't read nothing about my file, being a little bit combative. And here I am, I'm full, everything is pink. Eyes, nose, cheeks, everything. I'm done. Like I'm wailing, and you're just, well, I don't understand why you, okay, so I can't open up and I can't share with you, so just go and fill out the paperwork and I'll work it out on my own. And so being here on YouTube is me working it out on my own. And you guys, there's something so valuable about being able to just say what it is, tell the truth, get it off your chest, don't keep it inside, don't hide it. Release that and get it off. Like, get it off your chest, say it. And, you know, if you feel differently tomorrow, then so be it. You feel differently tomorrow, but at least don't hold that pressure today. Like, get it off your chest. And then as you release it, then you come back to center, come back to yourself. And now you can make other decisions, other choices. You can change your mind and be different, do differently. But in the moment, in that day, that's where you were, and that's what the truth was. You know, the truth of what you're living, you can't do anything but heal and grow, yeah? Like, let the thing, you know, fester and scab over and heal. Like, let all of that happen so that you can get to the good part, which is your life. So this vlog has been really, really helping me to release things, first of all, and to get back to myself. Because if you go back and watch those older videos, God almighty. So that's helpful, number one. Number two, it's helping me stay accountable because, you know, with stress comes cortisol, and cortisol on women always translates to inflammation, puffy face, and distended belly. Like it hits our midsection very quickly. That's why whenever I see men making fun of women whose waistline has not maintained or isn't able to find healing, I want to take this and help you understand how not to do that, because that means that she has gotten so stressed out that now her body is taken over and has decided to tell her stomach is now telling her brain what to do instead of her brain telling her stomach what to do, because it's a chemical reaction for cortisol to automatically start gathering here as a protection agent. And also because we've been created to give life and to nurture a whole extra being, a whole extra human here. So we retain water, we get inflamed, our bodies and our organs shift, our hips crack and start moving apart. They do, our bodies, we're like a transformer. I don't even know how else to explain that to you. Like we're like the alien and the transformer all rolled into one. And we're constantly changing and constantly having to adapt to whatever our environment is. And this environment is not conducive for a woman's body. It's just not. The amount of work that we have to do and the heartbreak that we have to endure and the way that we have to be assertive at work, soft at home. We can't just be ourselves because everybody's telling us how to be, what to say, what to wear, how to think, what we can and can't do with our bodies. And then we have other people competing with us, trying to be who we are because they think we're so fantastic that they want to be a part of the club. And then you have, you know, the men that don't really quite appreciate or understand who we are as creatures. And they just think that we're here for their service. A whole autonomous human being, and you think that I was put on this earth only for your service and only for your use and only for your happiness. And we're more than happy to do that when our needs are also getting met. So it's it's hard to explain to people because they feel like, oh, well, everybody's got their thing, and men also, yeah, that's great, but men aren't carrying humans around, and men aren't losing blood every month, and men's bodies aren't morphing on the inside and being judged by whether or not they're still a size 26 waist. Like the way that I see these men that look like a full Goodyear or Michelin tire man, and they have Betty Boop and Jessica Rabbit on their arm. Nobody's checking y'all for your how small your waist is to that degree. But they're absolutely looking at women that way. So I just think that if we have to be under this type of pressure, and we're not really understood for the way, like we were developed to nurture and to love and to accept and to support and to be a helpmeet, and we lead with this thing. We lead with the heart first and foremost. So to have that, you can't just put that in any old hands. You can't just keep that open for anyone that says that they're interested without vetting them first to see, okay, where are you coming from? What do you really want? Are you a nice person? Are you genuine? Are you stable? Why are you here? What is your plan? Are you here to be served? Or are you here to serve? There's so much that we have to juggle and do. Men on their side do whatever they're doing, and life is hard for them in other ways. But mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we're carrying the weight of the universe and still having to smile and be lovely and build other people up, even if we don't have it. So yeah, when we say that there's certain things that we want and we need, I think that's an easy thing to do without trying to break women down. I don't know what type of monster would want to break women down. And men also have to be careful and, go through their due diligence and vet women as well. Stop going after the people that don't care about you, and they just want a bag, and they just want a pair of, whatever shoe, whatever's most popular, and they just want to get their lace front done, and they just want their $200 nail set done every 2 weeks. Like, it's a certain pedigree of woman that you guys go after, and you know what you're getting into, but you want to look good in front of your guys, and you want to look like, oh, I've made it, and I'm the big man, and I've got enough money now to where I can reach this type of, or reach down and pick up this type of, female, so that I can look a certain way, and it's a part of my status, and it's a part of what I feel like is attractive because that's what I've been shown, and so that's what I'm going after. And so the women that are down to earth and that are really just chilling and looking for the normal stuff, not asking you to fly them out every 30 days. Now, I'm saying that as a woman that is continually flown out. Not that I'm expecting it. Not that I'm requiring it. Not that I am insisting on it. No. But if you are a person that is loving and giving, and you're a good company, you're intelligent company, you know how to act in public, you know how to put your things together to where you're presentable when you go outside, then you get offered things. I get that. But also, I don't know that I'm in the top 10 of women that are out here because of all of the things that are available across the earth, across different countries. Like, there's some amazingly beautiful, wow, she's gorgeous type females out here that everybody thinks that they can have. So you're overlooking the girl next door. You're overlooking the person that's not just makeup everywhere. Like I don't wear makeup. I wear my lip gloss, and I wear, eyelashes every once in a while. But I'm not fixing to slather on all this extra makeup every day. I'm just not. So 90% of the time that y'all see me on this channel, I have no makeup on. And in some ways that's strategic, because if there's any young women that come across my page, or even older women that feel like, oh, I had this lady that told me at the nail shop when I was getting my pedicure done a couple of months ago, now that I've gotten older, I got to do all this extra stuff, get my nails done. Her nails were like longer than my finger. Got to get all this extra stuff done. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, you look like a clown. You got eyelashes that are longer than a giraffe's eyelashes. You got all this makeup caked on you, and you think that that's making you look more beautiful. But you look overdone. So I want women to look at me, or look at this channel, or take a look at how I present myself and go, okay, she's nuts, or she don't know what she's talking about, or I agree, or she's brave, or oh, I would never do that, or look at her head, or why don't she wear makeup, and why don't she have on eyelashes, and why she not sporting the latest bag and the latest shoe, and why she's not showing us all the fashion and the latest blush. And because that's not real life all the time. I do those things when I go out every once in a while, but to do it every day and cover up who I am, while the good Lord is giving me this naturally, let me enjoy it while it's here. Let me enjoy it while it's here. Why would I cover all of this up with somebody else's products that are seeping into my skin and causing extra issues that are getting in under the scalp and in through the nostrils and in through the pores, causing extra problems that you're not even aware of because you got all these products? So no, I don't have anything against makeup. Excuse me, and I don't have anything. I just had some hot tea with a stick of ginger and cinnamon in it. It was very good, but it just coming back to say hello. But I don't know that I want to cover up who I am, trying to fit into some mold, or to do it because I think that that's what a man wants me to do. Because as we know, men don't know what they want us to do. So you better know for yourself what you want to do. They change their minds every couple of minutes about what's beautiful, what they want, how they want you to be. They want the hair, they don't want the hair. They want the nails, they don't want the nails. They want the eyelashes, they don't want the eyelashes. They want the dress, they don't want the dress. They want the housewife, they want the freak. Honey, you will be topsy-turvy trying to figure out and keep up with all of they say that they're simple. No, they got mood swings. They real bad. So you just better be yourself. And the right guy that's stable and is disciplined and is a full-grown man, honey, the sexy kind that we all want, they start showing up. Because they know what they're getting when they get up in the morning. Okay, well, we know the hair can't get no worse than that. Look, okay, B2B. Okay, fine, great. She gonna wake up looking just like this. Ain't no surprise. I went to bed with Jessica Rabbit and woke up with Bride of Frankenstein. You're not gonna, no, you know exactly. You're gonna be able to recognize me the next day, the next month, because I look how I look. Now, if I want to put it on, then great, I'll do that. But I'm not fixing to do it because that's what you want me to do. No. And then for you to go back and complain after you didn't get some one thing that you didn't want after 3 to 5 years of serving you. And now you want to complain about, oh, I did your hair and I did your nails and your eyelashes. You'll never get the chance to have that complaint. Not with me. If you do it, it's because you offered it. And this guy I was dating, he owned a, well, I don't want to say that because I've actually dated 2 guys that owned, so I won't even say it because I don't want nobody to get mixed up about which one I'm talking to, but he knows who I'm talking to. But he owned what he owned and had, I don't know, maybe about 8 to 10 extra employees working, doing different things, and had this building. I can't even say what I want to say because anyway, but he had like 2 or 3 different jobs, right? And so I had gone over to the shop, which was, I don't know, maybe about 30-40 minutes away. Well, they both were, one is in Fort Worth, one is in Arlington. But anyway, they're literally 3 years apart. So it's not that I was dating both, but I'm just thinking how similar their stories are. And the fact that they were both Taurus is really retarded. Okay. Talk about patterns. Yeah. So anyway, he decided, okay, I love your feet. And, I don't really do this, but I want to be able to take care of your pedicures. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, if that's what you're requiring of me, yeah, that will absolutely be your bill. Because I'm not going to go get a pedicure every single 2 weeks just because. Now I'll go and I'll get my pedicure and then I'll go get a polish change to change the color, just to see something different. But like, you're wanting me to get a pedicure every week? Then that's your expense, sweet pea. It is. And so that's what he decided that he wanted to do, was take care of my pedicures, take care of my meals and what have you. Then fine. But what I don't want to hear at the end is, I spent all this money on you. No. No. That's goopy. Don't do that. Knock it off. You offered it. You said that's what you wanted. Then that certainly is an expense that you can accrue, because what you can't do is require me to be doing something and then want me to spend out of my pocket to do it. Now, if I'm already doing it, great. I will do all of my facial washes. I'll do my supplements to make sure that, my body's doing what it needs to do to get all the nutrients and minerals that it needs. I'll do all those things. I'll wash the body. I'll launder the clothes that go on the body. I'll do all those things. I'll brush the teeth that are in my mouth. But you want me to go and put myself on somebody's table and lay there for an hour and a half, 2 hours to get lashes done? And to go and cover my head with glue to put on a lace front because you like long, silky, flowing hair because you think that's what you like in this season? And you want me to do French tips every 2 weeks? That's what you want? Then yeah, those things cost, because now you want a certain image. And fine, I could do those things for you, but that's your expense. That's your bill. Can't come out of my dime, because I don't care. Women don't do these things to impress each other. We don't live like that. That's a man's thing. You guys do things to impress each other. You say it's for you, but no, you get around your friends and I see the way y'all's chest puff out and the way y'all strut around like a peacock when you get around your buddies. That ain't for us. Yeah, you do some of it to try to impress us so that we can see, okay, well, he's got his stuff together. He's dressed well. He smells nice. He's, his hygiene is good. He's driving nice things. He lives in a nice house. Yeah, minuscule. Some of that is to impress us. I would venture to say 85% of that is for your homeboys, so you can brag about how great you're doing in life, because y'all are having a swinging contest to see who's better. That's y'all's competition thing. Us women, we just happy to be around each other. We happy to be, your nails look nice. Now you got silly women. I can't speak for all. You got silly women, just like you got silly, ridiculous men that are competing with you and you don't realize it. We all know that exists. And she's going to be like, oh, you got French tips? Well, I got the new Chrome. I got the next gen. Like, girl, sit down. Who cares? Who cares? Both of our nails are shining. Move on. I compete with you for what? Compete with you where? No. So, yeah, I'm aware that you got that. I'm aware that people have these weird behaviors. But for the most part, the reason that women can get along in community is because we're sharing things. Girl, did you know you could use coffee grinds to scrub this? And did you know that you could use lemon juice to do X, Y, Z? Oh, and have you tried this for your eyebrows? Have you tried this for your skin? What about this moisturizer and this serum? And we're sharing with each other because we want each other to win. That's why when women go out in packs, just about everybody looks good. You'll have one or two off. They're just like, I don't care about how I look. Y'all go ahead and go out there and hang out and try to get the men's attention or whatever it is that you're doing. But you, for the most part, girl, don't wear that. No, that ain't flattering. No, let's change that. Okay, well, put your hair up like this. We're trying to help each other. Okay, get your eyeshadow together. Okay, try this lipstick. I think that'll look good on you. We're helping each other look our best. Girl, bring your outfit over here. We'll get dressed together. That's us. That's us. So anyway, the type of guys that I like, because I get that question a lot. I think I just kind of went through it in a roundabout way without putting a list out there. A man that knows who he is and he's confident, kind, considerate, compassionate, and loving, attentive and aware. In other words, a grown man. I like a grown man. I like a man that has a job to do and has a purpose in his life. Like he wants to accomplish something, even if that is, I just want to be at this job for 30 years so I can own the company, or so that I can retire and travel, or so that I can pay off this house to make sure my wife has a place to stay without stressing in our old age, to know that I've accomplished something. Or I want to write this book, or I want to stay healthy and be the first man to survive without having any strokes and heart attacks because I'm taking care of my health. Just have something that you're working towards so that your life is sweet. And you're not burdening the woman that you're with being your full happiness. Okay. Because that's a lot of pressure. Cook, clean, sex you down, boost your ego. Have your kids, clean your house, write your proposals, make your doctor's appointments, scrub your back, whatever, bring you hot tea, spoon feed you when you're sick. Like it's a lot of work that you guys want us to do. So to also be your happiness and be responsible for how you feel about you, it's kind of a big package for us to try to fulfill. If you could just do some of that, like words of affirmation. It's hard for me to do words of affirmation for people that are doing the bare minimum and feel like that they're just giving the world. Do one small thing and they look at you like, yeah, right. That's great, right? You see what I did there? You see what I did? And the woman said, oh yeah, baby, yeah, that's great. You picked up one spoon and put it in the kitchen, not even in the sink. You put it in the kitchen. But she done cooked it, went shopping for the groceries, brought the groceries in, cooked the meal, set the table, fed everybody, cleared the table, washed the dishes, put the dishes away, got the kids in the tub, put them in their PJs after she finished their homework, got them to bed, ready for school the next day. And you want her to stand here and pat you on your back for one spoon that you picked up after you've left your underwear in your drawers. I said I wasn't going to do this right now. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all get on my nerve, I swear, before Lord. This demographic that I see, and it's not even happening to me. I see it happening to my homegirl. So this is not even a personal story of mine, because my husband was super clean. Like, he didn't leave his underwear on the floor and kick his socks off everywhere and leave mud streaks in his underwear for me to wash. He didn't leave a whole basket of clothes for me to contend with after coming back from work. Now, he was doing other stuff, but the most ridiculous of things, if I'm gonna be honest. But he wasn't stressing me in that way. So it's like, why do y'all have to have a thing for us to overcome and deal with? Why do y'all have to present some type of ridiculous stress for us? You can't just come in here and do the normal, some of y'all. Yeah, but I've watched my girlfriends in their marriages, and I've been in a marriage to where it's like, why would you? I've been married twice, in case you hadn't caught that. Been married twice. I'm not gonna deal with the cheating. I'm not. Well, I love you and it didn't mean nothing. Well, too bad. So sad. Sucks to suck. Play silly games, win silly prizes. I'm out. Listen. No, not doing that. But neither one of them were disgusting individuals. They both loved to work. They both were handy and competent and able to make things shake. Out there with the shakers and movers getting things done. Like they were on top of their stuff. But the leaving the underwear on the floor and the not cleaning up after yourself and the always needing a pat on the back thing, I didn't have to deal with that with them. They had other issues that we may talk about some other time. So to see my homegirls going through that concept, it's like, that's the smallest of things. So you're a grown man. Why don't you know to put your stuff in the hamper? You're right there. Why are you leaving all the cabinets open and leaving food out the refrigerator? Like you just, are you doing that on purpose just to see that I'm working to give me something to do? Like, you don't do that at work. You live here. Why would you? I just be trying to be quiet. Like, this ain't your house, B. Don't say nothing. Go ahead and excuse it. What, girl? All right, good to see you. That is a miserable existence, to be running behind a grown person doing all of their stuff because they don't care enough to not give you extra work on top of all the extras that you're already doing for the house. Again, how am I going to be horny if I'm too busy being a slave? What? No, don't do that. So, a considerate man I like. I like an intelligent man. I like someone that's well-spoken and can express himself and has enough patience not to discuss something to death, but to at least give me space to say, okay, this is how I feel about it, and not shut me down. Like, yeah, there's a stopping point to it. And yes, in a lot of cases, you're going to make the final decision. But let me feel like I'm a part of the team. Let's come in here and we're going to do it this way because I see it and I'm the man and I wear the pants. Really? Okay, go out there. Do your best. Go out there. And when you come back with your tail tucked and trying to ask for my advice and think that you're not going to get a side eye, I'm only going to do that 2 or 3 times before I'm just looking at you like, you want me to come back in here and be your safety net and to fix this for you now? When you really could have just made me feel like I was actually a teammate in this team effort. But you were trying to go out here and shine and do your own thing and be Mr. Macho. And I can appreciate the initiative to jump out here and get it done on your own. But when you're being belligerent and adamant that you're just going to have things your way and we're not going to discuss it at all, okay, well, let the chips fall where they may. And when they fall, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna listen to you, but I'm gonna be looking at you like this. Because chances are, I've tried to quietly tell you a couple. Well, babe, did you think about it? Did you consider? Well, what about this? Well, what do you think about? And if you're just so gung ho that you're not fixing to listen to a woman and tell her anything because you got it and you a man. I'm not saying run to me with everything, but definitely some things have to be. You have to consider the person you're with and not be such a jerk. Again, I say to you men, get your brothers together, please. Please. Because a lot of this stuff is not on the women. It's because you have done a piss poor job in leading. And because you're not men we don't have nothing to follow. So now the women are out here topsy-turvy, looking real clownish because the men are, oh, do this, do that. No, come up here and twerk. No, I want you to be. And now she's schizo, running all around because she don't know how to make this thing work. Women are created for relationship and created for focusing and loving to full capacity and building our men. We're wired that way naturally. Of course, there are things that have happened to women that we all know that alter that. Certain relationships, certain experiences, certain tragedies, certain abuses. And this is not women doing this to other women. This is men doing this to women. Then you guys want us to overlook the burns that keep happening and say, well, you judging me for another person? Yeah, well, what did Muhammad Ali say? If it's 1,000 snakes trying to come through the door, am I going to be in here trying to pick out the snake? Like, oh, well, that one looks nice. I'm going to open the door and just let that one in. No. At some point, you got to stop looking like a snake and come out from amongst them and show yourself different. You out here looking snakish, dressing and hanging out with the snakes. We're going to assume you're a snake. And so we reject that. We reject it. So yeah, those are the kind of guys I like. I like a good, non-annoying, confident nerd. Not the kind of nerd that's just like, yeah. Sometimes just constant talking. You talk more than I do. We probably not gonna get along. Because that sounds like chatter because you're insecure and you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Right. Oh, I used to have this friend classmate. They used to do that. I almost called her name. God, I can't do that because some of my classmates are on here listening to this. Right. And she was trying to laugh to make me laugh and get me to laugh with her. And I was just sitting there looking at her like this. First of all, stop elbowing me. Second of all, it wasn't that funny. Like, knock it off. I like people that are chilling. I like people that have natural charisma. I like people that know who they are and what they want. I like people that are more intelligent than me. I like people that are experienced in things that I'm not experienced in and that can teach me something. That's men and women. I love to hear people talk and explain certain things or certain concepts. I'm like, oh, I never took the time to look into that because that's not my personality to just be detailed and in-depth researching certain things. Now, if I'm interested in it, and I'm enjoying whatever it is, I'm going to read every single morsel and ounce of information I can get on it. I'm going to do all types of research and case studies. I'm going to do it all. But if I don't care about it, okay, listen, play to your strengths. You go get the information and give me the cliff notes because I'm not here to stress my brain. I'm here to enjoy. I'm here to laugh and love and to be at peace and to give and to explore and to learn and to share and to help cultivate and to grow and to have opportunities that my parents, my grandparents, aunties, and uncles didn't necessarily get. And I'm not going to be hindered in doing that. I'm just not. Whether it be a job, whether it be systematic oppression that's happening in this place, or whether it be a relationship with my girlies, my girlfriends, or whether that be in a relationship with a love interest of a man. I'm refusing to sacrifice that anymore. I see where that got me. That got me in a deep, dark place. And it took me a while to crawl out of it. To even be in that space for a week is terrible, but to be in there for months is egregious. No, I don't want that. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Yeah. So I feel like once I release the pressure of how is this going to get done and know that it will get done, and if it don't get done, it just don't get done. But I feel like it will get done because I kind of see some light at the end of the tunnel. Especially with all the stuff packed up in the front. And then I know I've got X amount of days to get this section and this part done. Then I'll take a small little break and then I'll come back and hit it and hit the next one. I'm taking it in bite-sized pieces. Part of my business model was, how do you eat an elephant? Little butterfly, one bite at a time. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my bites and I'm literally just walking. I should have checked my steps before the time changed. Let me see. Yeah, it's already reset. I'm pretty sure I got over, because I felt it buzzing. I'm sure I've got over 9,000 steps in this house today. The amount of walking back and forth and then going to the garbage and picking up this thing and rearranging that and stuffing this thing and unpacking this bin to repack that bag. And it's like, as long as I'm touching it every day and getting things done little by little, piece by piece, chunk by chunk, I'm happy with it because I'm creating some momentum. And even though I haven't hit my deadline, and I'm not going to wait until the deadline. That's why I kind of was panicking earlier today, because I'm like, I'm getting too close to the deadline for me not to have at least 70% of this done and gone. Like I had planned on this being done and gone. And I had planned on making at least $5 to $10. And so that part was kind of making me panic. But in the scheme of things, like I said, I enjoy work. I enjoy a little bit of a challenge. And for me, I woke up this morning and I had a 3-page list of all the things I needed to do. Paperwork that needs to be filled out, forms that need to be submitted, documents that have to be picked up, cards that have been replaced that I need to go and grab, phone calls that I need to make, arrangements that I need to make, things that I need to update, like 3 pages. I woke up this morning and I was like, I dumped all of that out of my head, and that was the best thing I could have done, because I normally make my list and I just check them off. Like, okay, I'll get these 3 or 4 things done today. But there's so much when you're trying to move that's just here, like, oh yeah, and I got to do this, and I got to do that change of address, and I got to call these people, and I got to update work, and you start thinking about all the many things you have to do on top of that. The fact that I'm going out of the country is a whole nother set. The passport, the visas, the forms, I said, why did you do this to yourself? Because I thought, okay, well, I got plenty of time. 3 months is plenty of time to finish out this lease and to sell the stuff. Because I've been known to pack up, and, I can pack up in a day or two and then have the movers come and be unpacked the same day at the next place, because I've I really got it like down to a science. But trying to get rid of things, in the middle of trying to sell things, also trying to get rid of things, on top of trying to move, on top of. So, but I feel like I put a pretty good dent in it today, and I'll make another amazing dent tomorrow. And then it's push. It's push time. Like it's gonna be go for the rest of this week. So I'm getting 2 long videos out now, because I don't know how much of this I'll actually be able to get back to or to share with you guys. And again, I keep jumping on here when I could just really go live, but I'm not trying to disturb y'all at dark 30. There's a comedian that's out. His name is Josh Johnson. I love this type of person. He has a great command of the language. He's very much up to date, and he has his own independent thought about how things are, but it's so intellectually delivered. I'm like, yeah. I don't know why I brought him up just now, but literally kind of the prototype. You're not doing too much. You're not trying to be super cool. You're not being overly jokey. I'm gonna make you laugh. I don't like that type of personality either. I don't like the I'm funny, I'm gonna make you laugh. Women don't want to hear that. Just because you think you're funny, and even if you are funny, I'm turned off at the fact that you I don't know how to explain how I just, after you have met so many people and everybody thinks that they're different and unique, and then you're just like, but you're in the same 3 categories as the other 5,000 people I met this month. What about you is different? And I'm sure men are probably thinking the same thing. Like, okay, lady, what about you is different? And if you have to ask that of me, and I've not shown you what's different, then you should probably move on. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, Josh Johnson is, he's incredible. I'm going to give him a plug right here. Not that he needs it from me, because he's doing amazing things all across the internet. And I guess I'm late to the party, because I've only seen a couple of videos before I took this leave in September. But I think November, they really started pushing his videos into my awareness, into my feed. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember seeing 1 or 2 videos from this guy. But now it's like anytime anything comes up with his name on it, I open it almost immediately, because I know it's going to be some good intellectual conversation and some good witty banter about what's happening in our world, and kind of getting your current events about what's happening in pop media and culture and society. So that's nice to see. A Trevor Noah type. Yeah, I like intellect. Not trying, also that trying too hard thing of, I'm trying to show you how smart I am, and I'm trying to impress you with what I know. No, just naturally organic conversation, and things and facts start coming out. I know when it's genuine. In other words, I think men don't know, and sometimes women don't know. Women don't know that men can see when they're trying to put on the show and be impressive. And I just want us to all be just be natural, be normal. And I know it's a hard road to get there, because everybody's putting on the show. Everybody is trying to be liked and loved, and they're trying to put on the face that they think you want. When if you just be who you are, the person and the people that are supposed to be around you show up. Like, you're delaying and wasting time. Just be natural. Be natural. Whatever you are naturally. If you're naturally sweet, if you're naturally giving, if you're naturally helpful, if you're naturally kind and exuberant, if you're naturally vibrant, if you're naturally if you're naturally charismatic, naturally intelligent, naturally a goofball, naturally a fool, like whatever brand you are, there are droves of people that are also that brand and that are looking to connect with somebody just like you, with all your quirks and all of your icks and all of your idiosyncrasies and all of your what do you call it, um, contradictions, with all of your growth and lack thereof. Like that, just be free. Be free. Be audacious. Be audacious. Not audacious V. I can only be, there can only be one me. You have to find out who you are. But I'm saying, in the scheme of things, find a way to be bold in your own right. Find a way to be who you want to be in this life that's going to serve your greatest purpose and somehow help humanity at the same time. But that's not your first charge. Your first charge is not to sacrifice who you are and your well-being, trying to make sure that everybody else have what they need at the detriment of what your life should be for you. Like you don't have to do that either. But by all means, be your lovely, kind, amazing, thoughtful, considerate, loyal, stable, beautiful, fun-loving self without apology. Now, if you're a jerk and you're out here, snubbing people and taking people out and using people and all that stuff, then you got something else coming for you that we can't even speak of. But that'll be on you. Yeah, we all got to work against that, because I feel like some of that is human nature until we have to run into some difficulty and life have to teach us. You can't be like that to people. You can't be like that in this life. It don't work out for you for many, 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 many seasons. You might have a season or two in your growing up and in your transitioning that it has to be that, to where you feel like, oh, I'm having to be rude to everybody just to get my point across, to act like they can't hear me. And I'm trying to have my voice heard. So you may feel like you're being rude, but you got to speak up and say something, or else they're going to feel like, oh, she must like it. It's like the slaves back when, oh, no, sir, no, this ain't too hard, sir. No, sir, I loves my work. I loves when you whip me. You're lying, because you're trying to survive. But if you don't speak up and say how, not to that dramatic degree, but they were saying that the slaves didn't mind it. Is the point I'm making. I can't tell you how many interviews I've seen during Black History Month and otherwise, documentaries that just make you want to, what? You thought the slaves liked the work because they didn't complain. Well, if I see you pulling out Jimmy's teeth and force feeding him and whipping his back because he sighed, or because you just had an ant up your behind and decided you wanted to beat somebody today, of course I'm act like of course I'm gonna act like, oh, it's all good. No problem here, master. Yeah. But if you don't say what it is, and you don't correct people when they're hurting you, and you don't correct people when you don't like something, you're teaching them how to treat you. And they're gonna translate into, well, she must have liked it. She stayed. He must have liked it. He put up with it and didn't say nothing. Not saying go crazy and be ridiculous like some of our society is being right now, taking matters into their own hands. But you can certainly, speaking up is free. You don't have to yell. You don't have to throw things. You don't have to break nothing. You ain't got to touch nobody. But you can just come out and say, I don't like that. Or I enjoy when you do that, but that right there, I can't do that. We got to work on that. You could say that. And preserve your integrity with yourself, because your body's going to keep the score. Your body's going to know you lying. I know you lying. And it's going to come out somewhere. It'll be a wrinkle. It'll be it'll be some kind of something to where now, like, yeah, your body's going to keep the score. It's going to tell the story. Yeah. So it's okay to learn, grow, and transition, make mistakes, be who you are. And you may not be accepted for it right away. You shouldn't be living your life to be accepted by other people anyway, but I understand we're communal and we want to be a part of something. But more often than not, if you're not the same cookie cutter Stepford, Stockholm, if you if you're not the same as what society's telling you to be, you're gonna ruffle some feathers and you're going to be rejected. That happens. But after that, you find this really amazing tribe that loves exactly who you are and supports and gives you exactly what you need and actually reciprocates all the love and all the gifting and all the giving and all the considerations that you normally give to other people. They'll start coming back to you. So right now we're just planting seeds. That's it. I get asked so many times on Facebook, you got a man, you're single, you married, you're in a relationship? Yes to whatever question you got. Yep. You married? Yep. You single? You got a man? You ain't got a man? Because none of you. Why? Coming here asking all these questions. I would love to take you out. I think you're gorgeous. I'm making plans for next week at 7 o'clock at this place. Will you be able to join me? See how quick, easy, and simple that is? You're showing intention. You're showing that you've got initiative and that you can actually take charge of something and make a plan. Don't come here asking me all these dumb questions. Of course I want to eat. Yeah. Of course I'd like to go out. But if you come in here, you see how that's different? That's more empowering. Empowering. Okay. You see how that's more assertive than shrinkage? Like, hey, what you doing? I would ask you out, but yeah, you probably got a man. Sir. Leave this place with your defeatist attitude. I can't. You stumbling backwards right out the gate. What? That self-deprecation that y'all do, trying to, it's like reverse negging. You neg yourself in hopes to show, oh no, well of course not. I'm gonna leave you there. Oh, okay. Have that, honey. Don't come in here with that. But you see how that's more empowering? I think you're gorgeous. Or, hey, I saw you and I'm intrigued. I would really love for you to join me. I saw this great restaurant, or I saw this great play, movie, theater, museum, smoothie shop, park, store in the mall, hot dog stand. And I said, I really want to get over here, but I don't want to go by myself. Would you be able to join me on this date at this time? Don't come in here, well, what you like to do? Well, what's your favorite thing? Who's your favorite artist? I'm not doing this interview with you, sir. What kind of rudimentary ABCD are you doing? What is that? Get your skill together. I'm still getting my skills together. So, again, not that I'm the end all be all and got all the answers. But I got quite a few answers. That ain't the one. That ain't the answer. Coming here with your list of questions. So what are your fears? You are a stranger. Why would I? Okay, sir. Block, delete. God. You came in here running backwards. What's wrong with you? Why don't y'all know? Y'all talk about everything else. Y'all are so trying to brag to each other about how you hit this girl and how you did this and that in the bedroom, but you ain't got no kind of communication skills. You ain't got your words together? You don't know what question to ask and how to think? Ew. Turned off. So yeah, I like an assertive, forward man, not forward conceited. Like, I know you want to go out with me because I know I look good and all the women want me, so I just thought I'd give you a chance. I don't need that either, because I'll help you understand how that was the wrong thing to approach me with. You don't want to do that. I promise you don't want to do that. Don't do that either. And I've approached men before. I've approached guys before. It's not beneath me to do that. It ain't above me to do it either. Yeah. I don't go after small fish, though. I don't go after the guys that look like they're shrinking back in the corner. I don't. If I'm talking to you, it's to boost your confidence. If I do talk to a guy like that, it is literally to plant a seed that get your confidence together. Life is good. You don't have to be in this corner shrinking. Now go out there and be great. Go conquer. young grasshopper. If I'm talking to you, it's for that. But generally, the people that I want to talk to are the ones that are quietly confident, or they're teaching and interacting with people, or they're building someone else up. But they're confident and assertive, and they know how to speak up for themselves, and they know how to have a conversation. Not this, yeah, yo. You don't get your... Oh, I'm turned off by so many. I'm turned off by so many. But there's a couple that absolutely have my attention. So, there's a couple that have my attention. They're getting all the things right. And I'm not going on any dates with them just yet. We're just in talks. And I've told them the very same. Listen, I don't have this type of time. And I'm not looking for nobody. But since you're here, come here and act right. Don't start your foolishness. I'm not the one. I don't have time for it. 4:18 a.m. he got blocked. He just got blocked. Because you were doing good and you got real comfortable when you start trying to edge your toe and push the envelope. Try to edge your toe over the water. Listen, do not call me at 4:18 in the morning. That's disrespectful. I'm trying to get my much needed rest. Okay? Listen, we need all of the rejuvenation. Don't call me at 4:18. Whole nother state. What? Nothing I need to know from you at 4:18 in the morning. Nothing I could do for you 4:18 in the morning. No, you're blocked. Absolutely, unequivocally blocked. And I'll see you in these social media streets. I don't know what to tell you, because you should have known better. But one is doing exceptionally well with just being normal, being himself. He chilling. He don't try to appease me and just, oh yeah, queen. I hate that. I hate that pandering. I don't do that. Be yourself. He'll tell me, I'm not happy with that. Oh, okay. Well, what happened? What is it about it that you didn't like? I don't like this, and I'm expecting that. And will look me dead in my eye like, yeah. And it's not that I'm just doing something to see if I can get a rise out of him. No, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. And as I told you, I'm not looking for nobody because I got way too many things to do. But if you're going to call, then I'll put you on speaker and I'll be buzzing around doing my thing and let you say your piece. And I'm just listening. I'm listening. I'm responding and all those things. But if I get to a point where I can't pick up the phone when you called because I've worked 12 to 16 hours, and I've got to make time for my daughter who'll keep me on the phone for 2 to 3 hours. And then I talked to my sister and we were on the phone for 6 hours the next day. Then I may not be available on the phone for day number 3 because I'm talked out and I'm worked out. But he didn't like that. And he was very quick to tell me as soon as he got on the phone, you don't have 5 minutes for me? You don't care how my day is going? I want to check on you. Oh, okay. See, I can get with that. Okay, so what are you working on today? Okay, I got to get these documents done. I got to get this to the firm and this, and that. And I got to, so what do you have going on? Okay, well, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just, you know, he's telling me, you'll be fine. You just take your time. And I wish that I could be there to help you, because whatever you need me to do, like you need me to paint your house, you need me to you need me to come cook you a plate. Like if I were there right now, I would definitely, but you know, I'm on this assignment and I can't fly in. But what I will do is I will pay for you to fly to me. That's what I will do, because I can't take it that we're not in the same space. I've not seen you. See how different that is? See? Easy, quick. Quick and easy. Simple. Grown man stuff. Take care of your children. Take care of your mother. Take care of your responsibilities. So attractive. Now I'm in a mad dash rushing to get my stuff done, because now I'm very interested in what you have to say. Now I'm very interested in getting these things done so I can woosah and carve a few days out of this already tight schedule, because now it's become important to me. Because of how you've approached it, and because of how you present yourself, and because of your confidence and your intelligence and your manhood and your maturity. Yeah, so now you've got my attention so that I can carve out some space for you, because oh, okay. He's talking like he has some sense, and he knows who he is enough to say what he likes and what he doesn't like. And he's not pandering, but he also takes very good care of how I feel by checking in to say, what do you need? What do you need from me? Okay. Well, this, and this happened, and I'm exhausted, and I'm frustrated, and I've been crying. Okay, well, take a deep breath. I'm right here. Simple, easy. Ain't spent a dime. Strength and availability. Stable. In your words, your thoughts, and in your heart. Stable. So we're doing good so far. Yeah. So that's that on that, about that. Anything else y'all need to know? Anything else? This is so helpful. I gotta say, thank you. This is so helpful. Very, very helpful. I didn't look up a word to give y'all. To do my word of the day. I keep saying I'm going to do it. But literally, with all the things that I have going on, I feel like I just needed to talk and decompress. Because just to work. You don't stop and assess and take inventory of how you're feeling and what you're thinking. Works for a while, not really sustainable. Like we have to have some interaction and have time to share our stories. Golly, these allergies. And since this thing is here, I can't really just like do what I want to do. So I'm having to find other ways to like get the itch done without disturbing this thing. Y'all, the way that my skin had grown over this when I first got this thing, oh my God, that was the worst. I had to have a little mini surgery just to get it extracted, and I had to go through a whole workup of trying to get it healed and everything. So now I'm just very cautious. So when y'all see me doing that around it's because allergy, the change of the season. Try not to disturb, so that I keep it healthy. But yeah, these are exciting times, y'all. These are exciting times. And what better time to be your best version? I thought my best version was going to be, okay, I'm going to drop this 20 pounds. I'm going to feel lighter. I'm going to feel better. Turns out the transformation has really been get on YouTube, tell your business, share your life so somebody can get to know you instead of hiding in the shadows. Share your thoughts and your insight and your wisdom and your experience from all these years of living. And it's going to help somebody. Somebody may have been watching this feeling like, oh, she's just doing a lot of talking and she ain't really like teaching us nothing. But I assure you, I've just taught you something. I've taught you a whole lot of somethings in just sharing my story. It's going to help you. It's going to pop back up at some point. You're going to be in the middle of doing something wonderful and you're going to be at a crossroads trying to get something done. And something I've said is going to jump back in. I assure you, happens all the time. One of my favorite things to do when I'm talking to people and they lose their train of thought, and I'm like, well, I said this, and then the last thing you said was that, and then I responded, and like, oh, yeah. I love bringing people back to center. That's one of my favorite things. I'm like, I don't even know how I have that gift to. And sometimes it's like, I said, you said, and then I said, and I'll just sit and I'll get quiet. Normally less than 30 seconds of me sitting and being quiet, it comes right back to him. But normally it's like immediate, it comes back. So I know that my words have power. I know that the way that I communicate is helpful because I hear it all the time and because of the type of people and the caliber of people that approach me. And I've lived a pretty amazing life comparatively. I see how some people live, and then I see how other people live. Some people being, the despondent, the down and out. And I see how the upper echelon and the rich and famous live. Been in both circles. And then I've been in this space to where I'm neutral enough to be, kind of like I said when I was younger. I want to be with the kids that are not popular and shy and outcast and maybe a little bad. And I also want to be with the popular kids that are doing good and good grades, got great family, good money, that are just fun-loving and fun to be around. And then I also just want to be with the people that are like me, just middle of the road, chilling, doing our own thing, liked by both classes of people. I'm still that same way. Yeah. I was going somewhere with that. Maybe I don't need to finish the full thought because maybe there was about to go somewhere. But I had okay. I brought myself back. I've lived an amazing life from my childhood experiences. Started out talking about my father, but he brought music into my life. Just like my mom would sing to me, she would wake me up singing every morning. She would wake me up singing. And then the instruments that I got a chance to play, the family that I was a part of, and we were always getting together for, dinners and holidays and stuff. To the community that I grew up in, the churches that I grew up in, to being married and moving out of state to living on the East Coast, to running businesses, to having an independent art gallery and doing home shows and teaching people about culture and some history, to owning my own business, coming back to Texas. And then the people that I got to work with and the people that I know and the people that know me, even people that I don't even know that know me. And when certain things come up, they're like, I know who you are. Is kind of interesting. It's been interesting. I'm like, I feel very grateful. I feel grateful. I feel thankful. I feel like, what about Bob? I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. If y'all have never seen What About Bob? What About Bob and The Money Pit are two of my favorite old school movies. Bill Murray and Tom Hanks, I love just about anything that they're in. I just watched another Bill Murray film 2 days ago when I was doing some cleaning. It was called, oh crap, I forgot what the name of it was. He was an old drunk who had a gambling problem and owed Terrence Howard money from his racehorse gambling that fell through. And he ended up being a neighbor to this woman and her young son who had just moved to the neighborhood. And he's a piece of work, but it was so nice to watch that community coming together type movie. It was a feel good movie. I can't believe I literally just watched a couple of days ago. I wish I could remember what it was on. Was it on? I turned off my Hulu. I told you I went on a rampage to start canceling every subscription, including Amazon. I canceled everybody. But I do still have access to Roku and Disney. So it's either on Roku or Disney, one of the two. It wasn't Hulu, I know for sure. I'm normally watching YouTube 80% of the time, but I think it was either Disney or Roku. I want to say it was Roku. Really good movie. But yeah, and I feel like the push right now is, okay, get this done so you can get to the exciting part. Like you have literally been waiting for years to do this, and you can't put off life anymore trying to do things for other people, i.e. the job, corporate America, career, even family and friends. You can't keep putting off what life, what your definition or what you conceive life to be. Like you can't, like when I hear people say, okay, well, yeah, in 4 years I can, and I'm just like, God, that just sounds like torture. What do you mean you got to wait 4 years to live? And I understand planning, and I understand, but God, and I think maybe because, again, I've hit a certain station in life to where I'm just like, I don't want to wait. What am I waiting for? People are dropping out of here. People are leaving their houses and not making it back. People are getting in the bed and not making it out the bed. Like, and I'm gonna wait till 65 to do what? When you can't climb a mountain or enter a cave and climb a wall, I'm gonna wait till 65 or 59 and a half to enjoy the one life God gave me? Is that what y'all are suggesting? I should just keep doing what you would like for me to do, so I can have the freedom to do that. That sounds like madness to me. No, there's nothing that you have to do. Now, I understand that, everybody's different. I'm aware that I'm a what do you call it? Can't say a stallion, because that's been overused now because of industry. Maybe I have a wild hair. I don't know. I just want to do what I want to do. And I don't believe in, well, I can only be here and I can only do this and I got to do this. I ain't got to do jack nimble. Ain't got to do nothing. I get to do some things. It would be advisable to do some things so that you create ease for yourself, so that you don't get yourself in certain situations. But you got to be there. You got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to work till you drop. You got to stay in that position. You got to suffer. What Soulja Boy say? Drake. Suffer. Woo, honey, we've done plenty. We've done plenty. Now it's time to get to some good stuff, even if just for a little bit. Even if just for small microcosm in time. Like I'm not I'm not waiting to 59 and a half. 99 and a half won't do. That's an old church song. Listen, 59 and a half won't do. I'm not waiting to 59 and a half. We're going to figure this thing out. I got to live now. I got to live today. The fact that I was almost taken out of here 3 times and I'm still here living, and you want me to sit and wait to live life after I've been given a 3rd chance to live? I wish you would. What? I wish you would. I wish you would tell me not to live and enjoy myself. You tried it though. You tried it. You almost had me giving up my fantasy for what my life should look like, which is enjoy what God has made, i.e. skin, i.e. this earth, i.e. the people he put in it, i.e. the interactions that I have that fulfill me and provide sunshine to my heart and to my head, into my life and into my day. Why would I suffer on purpose? Because I feel like I don't have any choices. There's always a choice. You know how many people have had repossessions and still got a car? How many people have had evictions and still got an apartment? How many people have been fired from a job and then got another job? How many people have died on the operating table or in the hospital and came back to life? Like, literally nothing is permanent. You are not a tree. You can get up and move. But you got to plan out certain parts of it. Yes, do that. But sometimes you just have to run like you're on fire towards the life that you want. Run like the Dickens. Run like your life depends on it. Run like you are on fire towards the life you want to live. Because I promise you that there are entities out here that want to take it from you, or they want to siphon and use it for their own good purposes that have nothing to do with you and are not for your good intent and not for your good. They just want what they want. And if you don't take charge of your day and of your life to say, I'm going to pivot, I'm going to do something different, you will be stuck on that perpetual hamster wheel, doing their bidding while they use you up and suck you dry, and you expecting a pat on the back and that attaboy and that accolade. You did so great. And that's good enough for some of y'all. But did you do 1 iota of what you thought life should be to create the day, the week, the month, the year that you wanted? Did it happen? Get off the hamster wheel. You hear me? Now, if you love your job, you love your life, you love your dog, you love your wife, do that. Do it. Do all the things. Do all the things. But if there's a small inkling that there's some discomfort somewhere and you're just putting up with it because you think you don't have a choice, I'm here as a still small voice to tell you, you don't have to stay there. You're not stuck. You're not a tree with roots. You can get up and move and do something different, okay? Okay, sweet pea. Now, I realize we have been all over the place in this talk, but I felt like I needed to talk this way to you in particular, friend. Because they got us messed up. You got me bent, if you think. If you think, hey, you got another thing coming. So I'll make my choices and I'll get my victories and I'll make my mistakes I'll take my losses, but it'll all be because those are the things that I wanted to do. And then that's a part of growth and opportunity, is that you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work, and you'll get to it sooner, as opposed to sitting and thinking about it and crunching numbers and, oh, I don't know, let me think about it some more, let me plan some more. You're going to do that and hem and haw for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and suddenly you are 59 and a half. You are 65. And what did you even do? What did you even do? So I feel like we need to have these kind of conversations, because our younger brothers and sisters, I don't know, with all the latchkey kids and all of the babies that were born from certain circumstances where they didn't have a mother, father, grandma, auntie, a lot of people that grew up in the foster system that will never know, that won't ever tell you that didn't have anybody that took this type of time to have these conversations. Welcome. Let's have that conversation. And maybe something that I'm saying will help you get unstuck. That'll catapult you and make you realize and think through your gratitude of, oh God, I have grown. Oh God, I can do that different. Oh God, that is true. I did still want to do that. You start to unearth the fantasy of your life and the dream of your life, and what will make you happy. We're put here to just be in a perpetual cycle of suffering, not doing anything that we want to do, but doing all the things we have to do. You have to do it because you have to do it, or you have to do it because they told you had to do it. And you're trying to keep up with all the other haves and have-nots. Yeah, if you keep up with the Joneses, yeah, stay on the wheel, baby. You there. You're going to be climbing and spinning and circling for a lifetime. Because this thing of, oh, buy more, and oh, you didn't, oh, you got that? Okay, well, that was 30 minutes ago. The news latest and greatest. This extra $5,000 over here that you can spend, now that'll put you on top. You go spend that $5,000, you go do that thing, join that club, buy this, show up in this place and that place, and know these people and that person. And then they move the goalposts again and say, oh, that's so yesterday. So I love about my friends in California. Oh, that's so yesterday. This is the new thing now. Just when you think you caught up to be a part of the crowd, you better let that crowd go, child. The crowd is a construct. It's a mirage, I promise you. Everybody's winging it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what's best for you in your life. Only you, because you're with you. So you get to decide. Imagine that. God put free will in every one of us. So he don't even force himself on you. So you're going to let what? You're going to let, and when I talk like this, I'm talking to me, because I'm like, they really tried it. And you got so immersed in the indulgence of what they were talking about. You fed and you fed into it, and you drank the Kool-Aid. And, oh, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to work and I'm going to show them just how great. And I'm going to go buy this and I'm going to go and get my house and go get the latest and greatest car. And I'm going to do these things and I'm going to work my way up the ladder and I'm going to be this position in the company and I'm going to be a career person. I'm going to be here until this is my last career. I'll be here till the end of my days. 15, 20, 25 years from today, and I'm already feeling like this now. I don't know that you can appreciate what I'm saying. I feel like this now, but you want me to work for another 20 years to take a break. Is that what you said? Knock it off. Dear Lord, help us. Dear Lord, help us. Help us to see why we were created. We were created to love. We were created for community. We were created to experience. The Bible talks about how he made all things for us to enjoy. Don't mean go crazy with it. Don't be out here trying to mount a sheep, you weirdo. Okay. I don't know why that came to mind. Because, people think, however I feel and whatever I want to do, I should. No, don't go too far. Don't do too much. Okay. Yeah. Sanely, reasonably. Whatever reasonably means. Go do that. If that's only your business, and maybe because I've done a majority of the things that were on my list, and then, like I said, I've died and come back 3 times on operating tables and the like sickness, nothing to play with. But you want to wait to live, huh? And I get it. Yeah, it takes money, and it takes, certain. And maybe I could have done some of this in my 20s and 30s. I think mindset makes a difference, and then having a skill set that will allow you to bounce back and extract what you need out of situations and out of life are a skill set that you have to have. And I don't know that you can get that at 20. Some people are born with it. Some people have to grow into it. But I feel like now it's an amazing opportunity with all of the ways that people are making it without doing the conventional route. And I aim to explore some of those routes because I'm tired of trading hours for dollars. I don't want it. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to make the money, and I want to have the joy. I want to have the time, and I want to have the freedom. It's both and. It's both and. Not either or. Both and. I want the peace. I want the joy. I want the freedom. I want the money. Our minds clear? We understand each other? Okay. Because, yeah, we're not put on this earth to stress our brains like this. Like, this is dumb. This is very dumb. And I'm not wanting to participate in it that way. Yeah. I want to fill my eyes with wonder. I want to feel the sun on my skin and the spray of sea salt against my lips. I don't know if y'all have experienced a cruise where you got the balcony and you get to sit out first thing in the morning and you watching the orcas and you watching all of the sea life. You're like, God, this is amazing. I am in awe. Like, that is, being in awe is something we take for granted. We say, oh, that's awesome. No, everything ain't awesome. And I think I probably should dial back on me saying everything is awesome. Because sometimes I'm like, man, that makes me really excited. I automatically say, oh, that's awesome. But literally, there are things happening in other spaces on this earth that we're not even privy to, but they got their own life and their own world. Like, you sit out on the balcony on the cruise, upper level, looking down at this vast, amazing body of water. And you say, I can't see one piece of land or a tree nowhere, just a vast expanse. Water everywhere. And then you see the orcas. You see the dolphins. You see all kinds of things happening in the water. You're like, well, I'm back there on land stressing about where I should put this paper and where I want to shove this file. All of this peace. They have their own world. All of this is happening here while I'm over there thinking that's what life is about. And you're just like it'll help you straighten your eyes up. Like, what? Sit there and you have your glass of water and you're like, I'm not even rushing to breakfast this morning. I just want to sit here Like anytime I'm sitting on the balcony on a cruise, I'm just like, I go immediately into worship. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you, oh my soul. Rejoice, take joy, my King, in what you hear, yeah. Let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. And as I'm singing, the water is spraying and hitting me on the face, the cheek, the lips. And you taste the salt and you're like, this is life. This is living. God, you created all of this. And I think my little finite world and my little finite body is so affected that nothing is going right and nothing is working out and everything is going wrong. Can't be. Can't be. Cannot be. Look at all of the time that was taken to put this specifically here to where it doesn't overtake the land, and then give all the sea creatures exactly what they need to inhabit that space and to thrive and to live their little lives and their big lives. And we are silly enough in our finite thinking to think that it's all about us and what we got going on. There's a whole, listen, things we have yet to see, probably will never know, things that places and people that we'll never experience are having a completely different life, having a completely different experience. Yeah, they're having a completely different experience. So you have to expose yourself to those things to know that they're even available. And you can't do that by sitting in one spot. Not this spot over here. Yeah, you can go over to, Tacoma and go over to Yellowstone National Park, and you can go to the Poconos, Dakota. You can see the natural resources, around the states here. You can. And there's plenty of coastal cities. The Eastern Seaboard has plenty of ocean for you to look at and to see and have some of these experiences. Some of you just need to get out of your city and go to another city. Like literally we have people 30 minutes away in Fort Worth that have never been to Dallas. Why, Yahoo? That's country. Why? One of the bigger metropolis cities, and you don't, well, I don't need to go to Dallas. I don't know what I need to go there for. Then I know you're not on nobody's plane, and there's certain expansions you can't get until you get out of your environment. Certain expansions that you'll never understand, and a certain part of your brain that will never be unlocked with you just watching the TV and watching everybody else live. You get out and live. Yeah, you get out and see something different. You get out and experience it and taste it and feel it for yourself. Like some of you have never been on a cruise, so you didn't know that being on the balcony, that the water is splashing. There's enough spray from all of the rigmarole that's happening around the yacht and the boat. I've been on the yacht and several different boats. You're not even aware that the ocean kisses your lips and leaves little salt crystals. But saying that will expand you to go, what else am I missing? I've climbed a waterfall in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Climbed a waterfall? Yes. Took my daughter and we climbed a waterfall. We fell 2 or 3 times. I caught it all on video. It was a mess. Thought we were dying 2 of those times because now we're submerged under a pool of water as the water's going down, and we're slippery on the rocks and all of this. And didn't think we were going to make it, but there was enough of us there that the tour guides were able to come and pull us out and stand us back upright. Like there's experiences that you got to have in this life. Not saying that you're not, but for the person that is stuck in their bedroom or their living room or their dorm room or whatever room you may find yourself in, God bless your heart. God bless you wherever you are. This is not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all. It's not. It's not. And I had to remind myself, I'm like, I, of all people, have always been preaching this. Not always. I have been preaching this for many, many, many years in my adulthood. So to have slipped back in that place, I think half of me was beating me up. Like, you know better. But I had to give myself some grace because that's life. Like you get enthralled in your day and in the activities of the day, and you take on all these extra outside pressures, and then you think that that's your life. It's not. It's not. So find a way. Write down what you actually want. And even if you can't fully articulate and pinpoint how you're going to do it, that's none of your business. The fact that you want to do it is really all that you need to know. And then pray. God, show me, help me see what I need to do. Help me. Help me see. Help me understand. Send the right people. Open doors. Make it clear for me. And if you don't have all of those words, God, help me, because I don't know. I need your help. Holy Spirit, show me, teach me. Settle my heart. Help me understand. Comfort me. The Holy Spirit is a comforter. He comes to comfort. And sometimes you forget that you've got this concierge on your side. You've got this special concierge. You got this special secret agent, if you will, that you can talk to. And you may not audibly hear, the response. It may not come to you in a brazen way. You may not even materialize in a form to where you can recognize it, but you absolutely have the help. Some people call it, oh, my ancestors, or no, God has sent us help to make it through this life. He sent us help. One of those helpers is the Holy Spirit. Yes, there's angels and things like that as well, but the Holy Spirit is here to help you. I know some of y'all not ready for that conversation, so I won't get too deep into that. But literally, we have not because we ask not. So ask for the help. Whether you call him Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, or however you want to call it. I know people are, don't have too much of that conversation, but it's the absolute truth. The absolute truth. Even if you can't see it, it doesn't mean that you can't have access to it. Even if you can't see it, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. We can't see oxygen or air or molecules, but we know we're breathing it. And we know that we're exhaling it so that the trees get the carbon dioxide that we emit so that they can do whatever they need to do with it and then give us oxygen in return. Like everything is working in a system. So use all of your perks, benefits, and rewards. Use all of your contacts, your access, your hookup to get in the VIP door. And it takes some getting used to. It takes some training. Still in training. I don't know that we'll ever have it 100% together. But definitely, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, I don't know what to do, where I'm going, what steps to take, how I'm going to get out of here, I assure you, if you just write down what you want to do, things will start moving out of the way. Doors will start opening. Answers will start coming. People will start to provide. Like, I'm not just I'm not saying some pie in the sky. I literally, y'all see me sometimes. I'll stop and I'll pause because I'm listening. And sometimes I stop and I pause because I'm like, I need help. And I'll actually say, for you who have watched at least 2 or 3 of the videos, sometimes I'll just stop and I'll start talking right here in front of y'all. Holy Spirit, show me, because I ain't got this. Or Holy Spirit, show me. So I do this the best way and that I move in wisdom. And it's almost, I don't even know that it takes 2 minutes. Sometimes the answer comes right away. And if not right away, within the week. Like literally, I was like, well, how am I going to accomplish this? Because I know I had already said I only got like 3 more deployments left in me. How am I going to do this? Let me give a quick testimony, then I'll let y'all go, because I think we're over 2 hours now. I had just said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know I've got to do it. That's literally my life. Like the how, none of my business. I could make all the plans. I could do all of my steps, write out my due diligence to say, okay, these are my next steps and these are my actionable items that I need to take care of. And I'll do the parts that I know how to do, but I literally don't know how this is going to go. And I did that a couple of times now. And when I tell y'all, I started finding things like as you're walking and as you're going and as you're taking steps towards the thing that you say that you want to do, and you have just unequivocally kind of made up your mind on certain things. You don't have to have the whole plan fleshed out. You don't have to be 100% sure on where, how, what, when. But you do need some things you do need to be concrete on. For me, I knew it had to be a win, so I put a date on it. And most of the time, for you even, put a date on it. Don't let it be some pie in the sky. Don't let it be, well, I want to do that, but I don't know how that's going to happen, so I'm going to wait until these things line up. No, they'll have to line up because you've put a date on it. Come on, have to. So I put a date on it. Okay, this is what I would like to do, and I'd like to do it by this time. I had no idea how I was going to get it done. Ran into a group that was doing exactly the thing that I wanted to do. And I was like, and not even a group, one lady, Rashida at Cheetah D, ran into her page and she was interviewing people. And I'm like, man, she's so direct and to the point, and she's not really having any kind of reactions to what they're saying. And they'll say something that I feel like should warrant or require yeah. And she just be like, so how much do you make? And where did you go? Well, how much? And I said, this is so interesting to see this type of interaction, because she's not emotionally invested in this at all from outward appearance, right? So I watched probably 4 or 5, just like binge watch, and these were each an hour and better, like hour, 2 hours interviews, talking to people. So I was like, wow, and people are actually doing it. I've always wanted to do this, and I knew that it was possible. I just didn't know how people were doing it. And each one of the guests that would come on was saying, yeah, because I was watching you and Stephanie. I'm like, well, who is this Stephanie lady? Who is Stephanie? And kept watching. Of course, you see one video, then it suggests another video, then the algorithm goes, oh, she's interested in this. Let me show you more. Then Stephanie pops up. The way that I have binge watched just about all of Stephanie's videos. And I'm like, here we go. This is exactly the answer. This is the answer. And I had I think it was it September? I found just as I was like, I had hit a wall and was melting down the whole bit. Found them just at that time, to where it was like a week or 2 later, they were actually having a summit. Paid them my little $400, like I got to get in this room. And went to the summit, which was, I don't know, 3 to 5 days, somewhere in there. And everything, every answer, every question, every query that I had was addressed in this summit. And I said, they're my answers. All I had to do was tell Holy Spirit what I had intended to do, and here are the answers. Literally got out of that summit. I don't even think it was a week or 2 later. I had already made moves, bought things, set stuff in motion, started moving things around, cutting things out. You just have to make up your mind and at least start going towards it. You may not have the whole plan. You may not even know specifically, like, what do I want to do? What should I be doing? What is it that's making me uncomfortable? Once you sit down and figure out 1 or 2 of those answers, it's on, baby. You're about to go on a journey. You're about to go for a ride, sweet pea. You're about to go for a ride. And it's so refreshing, and it's so rewarding, and it's so exciting. Like, I feel like the cells of my body are being rejuvenated and have gotten a jump start. Like, I feel electrified when I think about it, because I'm like, this is what living is. Yeah, walking around downtown, taking pictures of architecture and artwork and sculptures, and that's my jam. I love discovering new things like this. But literally, my life has been pointing towards this from the time that my father was taking us to Mexico, from the time that I was taking trips with my 6th grade class to go see the nation's capital and to go see the unmarked tomb of the soldier in Washington. And from the time I went to Chicago by myself with a group of students from very young, so to get to this part and think that, oh, I just have to stay here and not even. So that was the first thing. Wrote it down. The answers came in droves, and they're continually coming. And I'm getting examples of exactly what other people are doing as I'm doing what I'm doing, right? The second thing is, as I'm going and I'm clearing out things, and I'm getting rid of things, packing up stuff, shredding, all the things, find out that someone has stole one of my health cards and started spending on the health card. So that prompted me to have to, this is how things go. That prompted me to have to call the HR department, start asking questions like, well, send me the card because y'all are saying I need to activate a card that I don't have. And turns out somebody stole the card, was the sum of the conversation. The balance of why they had no clue what I was talking about. So in doing that, I was like, I only got 3 more deployments in me. I'm really exhausted. My energy is spent, and I don't have the mental, I don't have it, the bandwidth to keep doing this. Literally, one lady called me 10 times in less than 3 hours. Then I had another lady that called me 4 times in less than 2 hours, I think it was. So just between 2 people, they wore me out for the day. And I was like, this is too many. This is too much. And I got another 2 coming. I haven't finished the other 4. Like, I'm about to crash and burn and hit another wall. I feel it coming. And I've already taken this little tablet because the numbers have shot up. And I'm still like, it's like I'm almost in like PTSD. And so I'm like, oh God. I wanted to come in here and do a good job, but I can't get past this. I can't get, I've hit a wall. I'm hitting this wall again, and I refuse to go back here. So let me just unplug and get myself together. Call HR, and I'm going through this stuff with them and find out they're like, yeah, because your FSA, blah, 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 and your HSA, and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. But I'm also looking at your benefits calendar, and you haven't taken any days off this year. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I didn't take any days off. I was like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give them days back. I'm working on my off days. And the lady was like, well, you know that if you don't use these 80 hours, you're going to lose 40 of them. So you got to use these before the end of the year, or else you gave the company their money and their time back. And you're supposed to be using that. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't this Yahoo tell me when I came back in the door that I needed to schedule this before the end of the year so I don't lose this time? And I've tried to talk to you. I told you that this is not sustainable. Please help me find somewhere else to be. I talked to your manager the next week, a week later, when I didn't hear anything back from you about this. And I sent her an email, and she said she couldn't talk to me until the first of the year. I was like, here's another answer. Holy Spirit, look at you. Here's another answer. I'm just telling y'all my testimony. So when I thought that I had to thug it out, and like I said, I have to enjoy my days. I said that multiple times in another video. If you were able to see it, I know it's only one of y'all watching, but I said I refuse to spend the last days of my 2024 in turmoil and stressed and not enjoying my life. I can't end my year like this. I said it, and I was so adamant about it, and I meant that. Your words have power. They have illumination. They've got to land somewhere and shed a light and start to enact things. Like, we're speaking light into our own existence, right? So I was like, I refuse to spend the rest of my days. I got to be happy, and I got to go into 2025, excited about my life and get ready for the great life that I'm preparing for, right? So the blessing is I get 40 hours paid PTO because I hadn't taken any days off. And 40 of those hours will transfer over to 2025. So guess who doesn't have to work from, like I was supposed to be on deployment starting Monday. I'm not working at all through the end of the year to the 1st of January. And then I've got another 40 hours that I can schedule paid. Didn't even know it was there. The other thing is, I was like, I need to get these things down to my mom's house because I don't want to throw these things away. And I want her to be able to use the stuff that she wants to use. If she doesn't want it, great. She can toss it away, give it away, whatever she wants to do. But I at least want to try to redecorate her house, put some things in place, take some old stuff out. Like I had some plans for her house, right? And she's like, oh yeah, I could use that. And yeah, your auntie bought one of those from the state fair. And I was looking at it. I was making all kinds of things. I said, I'm about to give that to you. Like she's excited about the stuff I'm bringing, right? Excuse me. Avocado and hot tea. And I'm still up. So my body's like, what are you doing? We trying to digest right now. This is the time I should be sleeping to digest and do all the things. So I was like, okay, well, let me call and I'm going to rent a large truck so that I have a certain rental car company that I love to use because I can go in there and pick whatever car I want. And it costs me what other people have to, whatever their compact price is what I get to pay, but I get to choose the run of the mill, like whatever's on the lot, because I've rented so many cars because of the position that I have with the company and that kind of thing. So anyway, I called there and I'm like, yeah, I want to make a reservation. And no, first of all, I canceled my deployment reservation because I had rented a car for the 10 days. And I'm like, well, no, I can't. I'm doing my PTO. That's my blessing, right? So I canceled that and got that off the company card, right? So I said, well, I need to get this truck though, and I don't want them to confuse my reservation with the company reservation. So let me reach out and maybe do a reservation on next Sunday. So I go in there, type in my little reward number and everything. They're like, oh, don't forget it. Use your 3 days before the end of the year. And I'm like, what, 3 days of what? Oh, you have 3 free days of rental. Now, mind you, I was going to go in there for 1 day just because I was going to take my hour trip down, drop the stuff out. And I'm like, I got 3 days. I got 3 full days of moving things. What? So I'm like, oh my God. So free end of the year days paid. Free 3 days of a rental paid. I'm going to have to pay $17 worth of taxes. No problem. I'll pay the $17. The third thing is I reach out to my credit card company and I'm like, so I'm trying to pay this card off before the end of the year. And I need to see what my perks and benefits are to see if I'm going to continue using this for 2025 going forward, if I'm just going to let the card sit dormant, right? Because it's great for, international and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to do a bunch of exchanging and having exchange fees and what have you. Looking there, I completely forgot. I have 2 lounge passes on my credit card that I have to use before the end of the year. Now, what I didn't tell y'all, or I did in a roundabout way, I have a ticket to go out of town, right? For the end of the year. And I get to go and be in the airport lounge where they're serving all the food and drinks, so I don't have to pay for anything. I don't have to stop by Chick-fil-A or Auntie Anne's for a pretzel. I can just go straight to the lounge and sit and chill and wait for my flight. Free from my credit card. 2 lounges. So I'm just like, okay, so I have what I need. And I'm like, Lord, look at you. Holy Spirit, you did that. You did that. I said what I needed. I put it out there for you to give me the best way to handle this and let me use wisdom. Now I have 14 days Well, I had 10 days. When I found out that I had it, I had 10 days to use before the end of the year. And we only had like 8 days of deployment that I could put it towards. Either way, the whole rest of the end of the year, I don't have to go into work. And I'm still getting paid. Then the car situation. Then the lounge situation. And fourthly, the other blessing. My old company sent me an email, and I'm like, why are they emailing me talking about this, and that? Oh, well, no, we didn't have a good file. We didn't have a good address for you on file and a telephone number, so we had to email you. But you got some money over here. Say what? One more time. Say it again. Yeah. You got some money over here. Listen, it ain't not a never time that I'm going to hear that I got money and don't be excited, okay? Now, did they tell me it was millions? No. Was it 5 figures? No. But it was enough figures. It was enough figures. And I was like, you're blowing my mind. Woo! You're blowing my mind. Holy Spirit, God, thank you, Jesus. You're blowing my mind. And I feel like this is just a small, big testimony that kind of awakens us again to the possibility and the fact that it's conspiring with you to give you the best life if you would only but ask and want it. There was a time where I had gotten so deep when I lived in New Jersey, and I was like, I don't even know what I want anymore. I don't remember what to want. Like, I'm just so used to doing the day-to-day. Go to work, come back home, cook, take care of my daughter, take care of my husband, do the laundry, clean the house, vacuum the floor, take my shower, do the laundry, put it up, set the things out for the next day, rinse and repeat. So that by the time my daughter graduated, I was like, I don't even remember what I used to do. I don't even know, what do I like to do? What is there to do? Like, I was so used to, okay, she got to go to band practice. She got to go to debate. She got to go to the game. She got to get her to work. Okay, well, she needs this. So that when I became an empty nester and she got out and started doing her own thing, I was just like, I don't even know what I like. I'm not gonna cry about that because that's sad, because I know somebody is also in that same space of, you don't remember how to have fun. You don't even remember what you like. You don't remember what your dreams were. You don't remember how to have fun. You don't even know what's out here to do, to occupy yourself. Because everything ain't sex, drugs, and alcohol. That's pretty much all that they're advertising, because that's the conundrum they want you in, to keep you sick and to keep you off balance and not able to hear. That's what they're advertising. Go to the club, go get this cigar, go get that gummy, go get all the destructive stuff so you can destroy yourself and not actually live and not actually enjoy. You know? So I had to sit and think, and I was like, okay, I could go to the movies. Yeah, maybe I'll take myself to the movies. And then suddenly it was, oh, well, music. Yeah, music. I like music. Like, it was literally like that. Like, I was having these epiphanies, like, once or twice a week of, oh, yeah, and yeah, jazz music. I like jazz. I could go and listen to jazz. Oh, comedy show. Yeah, I like to laugh. I should go to a comedy show. Like it. Oh, museums. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I could go to an art showcase and go to a gallery and watch. Oh, I like poetry. Like, it was literally like that. Oh, reggae. I love reggae. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I like to dance. Music. Yeah. It was literally like that. Like, it would just drop in and I would just like get a jolt of excitement. Like, oh yeah. So remember how to live. Remember what you like. Remember to ask for the things that make your life worth living. Remember to do the things that make you feel like a human being, not a human doing. Okay? You're given carte blanche to be and do and live however you want to live, be, do, and live. Especially in this time. Ask for help. And I'm saying that with all sincerity and with all empathy, just because I had to be reminded of that. The super extraordinary encourager went through this less than 90 days ago. With all the information I have, with all the living that I've done, with all the skill sets that I have, I still fell victim to the depression, the pressure, the anxiety, the feeling helpless, feeling tied, feeling all of that. And I'm like, I know better. How did I allow myself to get in this place? It wasn't even about them, because them are going to do what them do. They're going to do what they do, which is pressure, take, steal, kill, and destroy. That's their mission. They're on their job. So I was like, how did you? And the same with an elephant. Piece by piece, yeah. Just a little bit of buy-in over here and a little bit of buy-in over there and a little bit of compromise over here and a little bit of putting what you want on the back burner over there. And suddenly, they got you chasing a carrot. They got you chasing a dream that ain't even yours, when all you really wanted was just to have comfort and to have peace and to enjoy your days. The first time I watched Eat, Pray, Love, I was like, this is my life. This is exactly what I've been saying. I just want to eat. I want to go see something beautiful. I want to interact with people. I don't want to be tied down to, oh, you got to be here at this phone from 9 to 5. You got to be on this computer for the next 12 to 16 hours. Excuse me. Like I don't think anybody grows up and says, yeah, I want a job where I have to be on the phone talking to angry people all day. No, you don't. That ain't what you want for yourself. That ain't what you wanted for your life. I refuse to believe it. You didn't say, I want to just be staring at a screen all day long. That would just really get my blood pumping. That's what I want to do. Now, I got into this thinking, okay, I'm going to help people. I'm going to be that empathetic voice and that voice of reason and that comfort for them. And I'm going to get it done so quickly to where they don't have to wait. And I'm going to answer every call and email. Why would they be complaining about not getting an email back and not getting a phone call? That's easy to do. Until I realized these people will email you 8 times in an hour. Oh, and look at this picture. Oh, and then my agent said. Oh, and my contractor told me. Oh, and my neighbor got. Oh, one other thing. Here's 2 more pictures. Can I look at any of this when I'm standing on top of a roof? I can't. Can I answer your questions on the cell phone as I'm trying to take pictures with this same cell phone of somebody else's damage and how there's a tree on top of their roof? And you're talking to me about 2 missing shingles on the corner of your house where you had a little bit of rain leaking down the corner, and you're blowing me up for 2 shingles missing? And this lady got a whole tree in her living room. But you've emailed me 8 times in an hour as I'm trying to help her, who's devastated. Like, it don't make sense. It don't. So I had to figure out, you can't people please on this one. No, this is going to destroy you. It's going to destroy you if you don't figure out how to go ahead and buck up and say no to yourself first. and then let Holy Spirit work out the rest of the details. And he has. And he will continue to do so. It's all pivots, it's all choices, it's all decisions, right? Once I made the decision, I started planning out, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to start getting rid of stuff, I need to move, and I started my plan, and I let the chips fall where they may, and one thing led to the next thing that opened up that thing that helped me discover these things that it's just like, I'm just sitting back looking like, you did that. You did that. So I could go on and on and on. I'm not going to give too many details because some of these things are for me. It's for my heart. It's for my healing. It's for my sensational life. It's for me to experience and be in the experience. And then I'll come back and share it when the time comes and probably bring you guys along for a couple of these things. But I've got to get them in a way and get them situated and settled and get them going. Like I'm not one to be like, oh, social media was telling us for a while, bring the people along the journey. They want to see you starting from the bottom, and they want to see all the ways that you're doing. And it's like, you got my whole life on video to where my life ain't even mine. And then you start looking at these creators who have to take a sabbatical and take a break and start disappearing. That's what I had to do. I had to disappear after social media because I'm like, y'all want too much. Y'all are just chatting and talking all day long, and I can't get my work done because you require so much attention. You ain't about a thing. But I'm the bad person if I don't respond to your DM, and if I don't respond to your multiple queries over 5 months' time, and you still got more questions. Is it rocket science? You go on Amazon and touch a button and all good. You never talk to a person. But me, you got 1,000 questions. It's not chemistry. Do you want it or do you not? Like, I don't understand. What is all the inquiry about? So anyway, humans will wear you out if you let them. And if you don't set some type of parameter, boundary, if you don't know what you want for your life, they'll decide it for you. They'll figure it out for you. Oh, well, this is what you want. Because that's what I want for you to be doing. And before you know it, you won't even recognize yourself. You won't recognize your life. You won't recognize your choices. And then now I'm having to rebuild and rediscover who I am. And I'm having to undo unnecessary exposure to trauma and additional stress. Like, nobody should have to talk to that many people for this many months. Like, days of old, they would work for a good solid 6 to 8 months maybe, and then they'd be off for the rest of the year, because you need that time to decompress and to purge and to let this stuff go and to not be dealing with other people's problems constantly, day in, day out, all day long, literally almost 20 hours a day. And I won't say the name of this other company, they work 20, 25 days straight before they get time off. But they also don't have as much stress of having to beg and ask for money either. They can just pay the people and be done. They don't have to go through all these different channels and, no, don't pay that. No, we only gonna pay this. We'll send it here and make sure they can approve it. They don't have to do all that. So I can imagine it's probably a little bit less stressful, because to me, that's the most stress, is knowing what I want to do to help and trying to pay that, and then you're finding ways for me not to pay it. Anyway, let that go. So that's my testimony. Want to share that with somebody. Anything else? God is good, y'all. God is so good. I uploaded a video of I know what he's done for me. So many are dead and gone, but you're still saving me, or sparing me. Tell me why they envy me. It's by Friday, and I don't remember what the name of the song is. Maybe I'll put it in the description. But I was just so filled with joy and gratitude and worship of the God that put us here. Like, he's awesome. He is awesome. The way we get to live our lives, and he doesn't force us to do anything, but he's ever trying to help us grow, even things that seem like that they've gone desperately wrong and don't feel good, are still working out for our good. Because I look back at some of the lessons I had to learn in those marriages, and I look back at some of the lessons I had to learn, in my business. Man, this avocado and tea is fighting me. You hear? I had an apple for breakfast, and then I had an avocado and lime for lunch, and then I had some peanut butter crackers. That's how much I've been busy today. Like, I literally just had like a bite-sized snack 3 times today. And so my body's like, well, amen. Maybe I feel like that's a part of the plan. Go ahead and reduce this belly. Amen. My body's trying to digest while I'm awake. Where was I going? I was about to say something. Anyway, was filled with gratitude and with joy about how good God is. And that someone came on, and I was like, I felt inclined to just like mouth the words, but good old YouTube police came right on in and snatched that mug up and blocked it and did all the things. And so I was like, the people will never see it, I guess. But go listen to that song. I wish I knew the name of the song. I think it's Blessing Me. But you're still blessing me. Yeah, I think it's called Blessing Me by an artist named Friday. And I think he's got like 2 Y's in Friday, maybe even 3. Friday. I think it's called Blessing Me. But I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description so you guys can look too. But literally, we are blessed. We have a cell phone, which means we got money somewhere. Somebody's providing service. You got eyes and ears to hear and see this video. You have a place that you're in, whether it's a shelter or a home or a friend's couch. Like, we're blessed beyond measure. We're breathing. We're mobile. We're able to think and comprehend. So guess what? That means you woke up. You still have choices. You still have options. You still have options. Don't ever feel like you're stuck. Don't ever feel like you don't have what you need. You didn't order it yet. Order your stuff, boo. Put your order in. And let the Holy Spirit know, listen, I'm here. I'm here for the experience. I'm here to live. I'm here to listen and to grow. And if the things that you're asking for are for the greater good, like for me, the fact that I want to do what I want to do and be at peace makes me a better Graham. It makes me a better mother. It makes me a better big sister. It makes me a better owner and boss. It makes me a better daughter, a better niece, a better auntie to my nieces and nephews. Like my nephew, I ain't talked to E, I know, in a couple of months. But he connected with me on Duolingo, and the way that this young man is challenging me, he's eating my lunch. Like, Auntie V, watch this. I got 7,500 XP points, and I've got 1,000 something points on the leaderboard, and I'm silver level, and I'm this, and I'm like, so I'm just congratulating him, sending him diamonds and all kind of stuff out of my pot. I'm out of my little small pot because I ain't but 30 days in, 31. I think I hit 31 today. But he saw me there and he connected. And I'm so, like, my little Ava was the one that introduced me to Duolingo, but now I've connected with 3 family members, and I have the brain space to do that and to see that they're trying to reach out to me and that they want to interact, because my brain is free from the stress that is that job, from the stress that is that position. Like, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out, how can I keep the job and still do what I want to do without doing that? Like, I've asked y'all multiple times now how to get out of here, and y'all won't show me. So Holy Spirit is just making it to where, okay, go on and pay her and let her get her scruples, get her mind together, and keep her heart settled and at peace. And then we're going to walk this thing out day by day, week by week, and figure out how this is going to be. Ideally, it would be great if they would just be on pause and freeze, put the whole thing on ice until summertime. But literally, I'm not trying to be checking in with y'all every couple of weeks and jump through this hoop so that we know that I'm not wanting to do none of that. So if it can't just be y'all stay right there and I'll see y'all, I'll talk to y'all at summertime, then listen, let's call the whole thing off. I can't be bothered to be restricted and to be told I can't live my life. It's my life. I got one. And time's a ticking. Time's a ticking. And I can't get them minutes, those hours, those sleepless nights, those tears, that rest. I can't get none of that back. I gave you all of that for free. Now I would look real crazy. I'd be the crazy one to continue that. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being so wonderful. Thanks for being uniquely you. Thanks for being a lovely, honorable, respectable person. Thank you for contributing to society by being a real individual and not somebody that's out here placating and, doing all the weird things that people are doing in our society that they like to flash on the screen like everybody's doing that. I know that you're not doing that because you're here on this channel with me, and I don't do fake. I don't do the placating. I celebrate what needs to be celebrated. I'm genuinely happy for people. I want everybody to be free to be who they are born to be. If that means, okay, I like to, blow up balloons and make balloon animals to make people happy, do that. I like to talk to older people and push them around the park and toss a frisbee with them. Whatever your thing is, it doesn't always have to be connected to money. Yeah, we need money to live. And yeah, it would be nice to be able to do some of the more lavish things and will continue. But it doesn't define my joy. Those aren't the things that make me happy. Now, do I get excited when those opportunities come up and I get to participate and be in them and to experience them? Oh, for sure. For sure. I won't turn it down. But if I have to have peanut butter crackers or a pot of beans and some good old Texas cornbread, trust me, I'm still so good. If I have to live in the slums for a year and a couple of months to get my money up and to pay things off so I can do what I want to do, I'm going to do that. You're not going to tell me how to live. I'm going to be loving. I'm going to be giving. I'm going to follow the laws of the land. I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to do all the things. But you can't have charge over my agency. My dear Lord, my creator, don't even force himself on me like that. So who is you is the question I want to ask. Whatever entities are trying to tell you what you can and can't. They don't. You can move and go to another city. You can go to another job. You can be around other people. You can reinvent yourself and start wearing your hair different. You can change the way that you do your clothes. You can make sure that you take care of your hygiene by bathing every day, brushing your teeth every day, caring for yourself, because when you look better, you feel better. And looking better and feeling better doesn't mean name brand, and it doesn't mean all the makeup. It doesn't mean the latest hairstyle, haircut, latest shoe fellas, the latest watch fellas. No, doesn't mean that. Looking good, feeling good means something is emerging from here. And here, something's emerging. There's a light that's happening that's got me oh so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm ready to share it with the world because I got some new information, something that made me so excited that I'm about to jump into this and immerse myself into this new thing to where light is just emanating from me. And now that's attracting people. Now that's opening doors. Now that's presenting new opportunities to get me to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, your life is unrecognizable because you followed that path to get to the thing that was going to light you up and give you a life, not just a job, not just a chore, not just to be here paying bills. Ew. Yuck. Peewee. Now, I told you I fit the 11th time I'm about to go to bed, and I'm still up. So I needed to say all of that. That's going to be important for my G babies to see in years to come, because these files don't go away. I know. It's going to be important for my nieces and nephews to see. Going to be important for my sisters and my family members, possibly old co-workers, possibly old classmates, new friend that's here, mother, wife, sister, daughter, auntie, brother, uncle, cousins, whoever finds himself here, something in here is for you. I really feel like all the things were for you, whether it be a lesson or some way that we can all improve and pivot, or something that you're already doing right that's a check mark in your heart to say, yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I already knew that, and that's just a reminder. Or I'm doing great because I started that 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I started that last month. That's on my list as of last night to start today. Like, we're all fine. We're all fine. It's good. It's good, right? It's good. Okay. Well, ooh, we almost hit a 3-hour mark. Is that what just happened? Ooh. Yeah, I'm probably going to be talking to y'all again for the rest of the week. Unless something more. Listen, I need to tell those testimonies. Y'all don't even understand how exciting this is. I need to tell that testimony. 4 amazing things in just 48 hours have happened. And I love it because, you know, they always talk about, oh, when it rains, it pours. No, when it rains, yeah, on the side of blessing as well. Yeah. Listen, Lord, whatever way you bless me, I thank you. I thank you. All right, well, let's not make it to the whole 3 hours. God almighty, 2 hours and 56 minutes. I'm falling into Mr. Samuel's category right now because that brother used to go for God. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to end it here because time to go to bed. All right. God bless you. Lord, protect my friends. Give them wisdom. Help them to know that having a conversation with you is not just closing your eyes and having something deep to say and reading scriptures out of your brain. It's literally a conversation. That's what prayer is. So God, I thank you that as they are tapping back into you and not tapping into what society would have them believe and the bill of goods that they're being sold, that you're always there, you're always listening, ever present, that you listen and you care, and that they can pray and talk to you anytime because it's just a conversation. And it doesn't have to be regimented. Oh, every day at 5 o'clock, I'm going to have to jump up and say these big elaborate prayers. No, they can just stop and have a conversation with you. And then give them the wisdom to know to stop and listen for the answers and for what you would have them to hear from you. I pray for your safety. I pray for your heart. I pray for your spirit to be renewed. I pray for your sense of a delicious life to return, that insatiable desire to do more, to be more, in the way of a fulfilling life, not to put more on your plate, but to fully actualize and realize this life that God put you here for, okay? All right, amen. Be blessed. Good night.